Hi, there's a lot happening right now. So what's even happening? This video is all over the place because I shot different things over a period of like 4 days and a lot has happened. So bear with me. There's going to be videos of my travel to the capital, videos of my hair transition, and yeah, so. I know I look like poopy right now. This is just an update. We just got the news that Peace Corps is suspending all operations globally. We don't really have any other information besides that. I'm also sick, so I don't have a fever, so that's good, but I am quarantining myself to my room for the time being. Hi. Hi. What you doing? My taxi's coming in 30 minutes or so, and I was just told that I can't leave anything in the free bin, so that's not ideal. So leaving a ton of clothes that my niece can maybe use, or me. I think I have everything packed. I'm leaving a bunch of stuff. All of this stuff here I'm leaving. My guitar, my ukulele. I think I have everything. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go eat. What am I eating? Lunch, late breakfast with my host family. And then the taxi will be here and I will be leaving. So, oh God, my mask is broken, so it looks really awkward, I know. But it's the only one I have. So, anyway. Boop, boop. Okay, bye. Basically, Peace Corps announced on Monday that they are suspending all operations. So this basically means that it's going to vary depending on each individual volunteer, but basically they're evacuating everyone, depending on your situation as well as the global situation and the situation in, I just said the word situation a lot, in the country of service and in America. You may be eligible to return. You might be eligible to go back to a different location. So it really just depends. So basically what's happening with Peace Corps Cambodia specifically is right now we have 2 main cohorts who are here. We do have some 3rd year extensions from the cohort before mine. My cohort, since we have about 6 more months left of our service, or we had about 6 more months left of our service. They're going to do our close of service conference, and then basically, those of us who were planning on extending a third year, we might be eligible to come back and either continue our service now or come back in that third year extension. It's a little bit different too, because myself and then the two Peace Corps leader volunteers, we have kind of different third year extensions. So we're in the Capitol and we're doing different jobs than what we had been doing the last 2 years. So that was also like up in the air as well. It's just like a very, very quick escalation. From what I've heard, things are just really hectic in America right now, specifically in the West Coast where I'm from, and there was just a lot of cases of COVID-19 in the PNW area and very close to my home, and so I was pretty worried about my parents. I'm gonna try filming this again and see if it works, because my phone kept turning off last time. Well, I had been in another province that weekend for a teacher's workshop, and I had gotten sick that night before. I got news that all of Peace Corps globally would be evacuating, and at that point, like, I was at my host family's house and I started feeling all of these symptoms, and it was highly unlikely that I was coronavirus because I was in a province that hadn't been, supposedly coronavirus had not gotten to that province yet, but at the same time, like, we weren't really sure. And my host family, my host parents are older, and so I was really, really nervous that I was going to get them sick, and I didn't know what I was sick with, and I was showing a lot of the same symptoms of coronavirus. And so what ended up happening because of that is that I had to leave my site very quickly. And so basically we found out on Monday morning that we were going to be evacuating, and I ended up having to leave on Tuesday morning, late Tuesday morning. And so I packed most of Monday, and then most of Tuesday morning I was packing, had to go and close out my my bank account and at site. And so at that point, on Tuesday, well, and even on Monday, like, things started just drastically shifting in Cambodia as well. And Cambodia decided to shut down all of its schools. I'm fairly certain that's what happened. And so it was just a huge shift. Anyway, closed out my bank account. It was just really crazy because I had to get rid of so much stuff and pack up all of my stuff so quickly. And I was sick and I couldn't hug my host family. I was scared to even be around them at that point. And I wasn't able to say goodbye to any of my students because most of them had actually even left Stung Trang, where I was living. They had left my site the day before because they were going back home to be in their villages where they're from. And so I didn't get to say goodbye to any of them. And even saying goodbye to my family was weird because I was sick, couldn't hug them. And it also had just happened so fast. And so, yeah, it was really bizarre, and I don't know if I have fully processed it yet, but at the same time, even though it was really hard, I did have this sense, because I am going to extend third year, I had this sense that I would be coming back. But at that point, there was still a lot of ambiguity around that. Since then, I've gotten news that I will be able to apply to return and do my third year extension if the pandemic allows it at some point, which will hopefully be in a few months. That's basically it, but I'm hearing a lot of horror stories about people getting stuck in transit and things like that. So I'm not 100% sure what will be to come in the next few days. I do know that I need to quarantine for 14 days when I get back. And also I would go to my parents' house, but both of my parents are, I cannot risk getting them sick. Did I say that I got my test result? I don't even know what I've said on this video. I got my test results back. I don't have COVID-19. I have another basic common cold virus. So that actually, once I found that out, I felt so much better about just the fear of spreading it and the fear of maybe like getting stuck somewhere in some kind of quarantine if they were to find out that I had it. So I'm really, really glad that I don't have it. I am scared that I could catch it on the way home and bring it back home to my parents. And so right now I'm trying to figure out what's going to be going on with the quarantine, where, if anywhere, can I go, if I'm able to even get home. All of the volunteers had to evacuate at the same time. And so all of the staff here and in all of Peace Corps' locations have just been doing so much, and I can only imagine how stressful it is trying to book flights for 100 people right now, and other posts have more than 100 volunteers, so I just can't even imagine. But I'm part of a few Facebook groups. Some people started some like support groups for volunteers who are being evacuated, and it's just been so neat to see how the community is coming together. There's just people all over the states, like volunteers who are coming back saying like, hey, if you need a place to stay, you can stay with me, or just, all of these ideas that they're throwing out. And even just like returned Peace Corps volunteers from years ago have been reaching out and saying like, and telling and kind of empathizing with, how hard it is to get evacuated so quickly from your community, and with the uncertainty of like not knowing if you'll be able to come back, and also the uncertainty of like just everything in general right now, but also if this pandemic is to spread to a level in not only in America, in our homes with our family there, but with our host families and in our communities where we're serving, that might not have the resources or the healthcare to deal with that. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. I know a lot of volunteers, most of the volunteers in my cohort will be doing their close of service, and they won't be extending a third year, so that really was the last time they could see their host family. There have just been more things coming out about like per diems that we might be getting through Peace Corps upon arrival, and that's something that I might have to take advantage of, just because I can't go home to my parents. But yeah, don't worry about to friends and family back home, don't worry about me. I'm good. I will be taken care of no matter what. The last thing I want to say, America. America.
You don't need toilet paper, okay?
Calm the F down. You don't need toilet paper. Just use water in your hand, okay? It's possible. You're not gonna die. It's gonna be fine. Save the money, save the stress of going to the store and trying to like fight people over the last package of rolls, all right? You don't need toilet paper. Coming from someone who just lived in a country for 2 years that doesn't use toilet paper, you don't need it. All right, that's all. That's my TED Talk. Bye. Oh, Kim Nat Clan, you eat. Mwah. Oh, you eat. សុខសប្បាយទេ Oh. I think I'm gonna cut my hair, which I've never done before. Watched some good old trusty do-it-yourself YouTube videos last night when I was alone in my hotel room, couldn't sleep. Ended up just doing it, and so here we are.
Okay, yep, yep, that's happening. They are pretty sharp, according to that test, so that's great. Yep, okay.
Didn't have them here.
Okay. Yep, 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 yep.
Didn't have hair cutting scissors.
I just decided, let's just all make this whole situation all around memorable,
Just didn't have the correct rubber bands. What else? Pretty much nothing that I should have had. I actually had.
Holy shit. So much hair, just go already. Holy.
I'm really surprised. It's a lot shorter than I thought it would be, but I still think it's cute and I am liking it and it feels really good.
There's so much hair. Oh my god. Holy shit.
I'm going to dye it and trim it a little bit more.
Oh, it's disgusting. As soon as it's removed from your head, it's so... Ooh, it creeps me out.
Add some more layers and cut bangs, I believe, later today.
Is this playing for this? Holy shit. Whoa.
Okay, y'all, progress. So... Okay. The color is in. I had a little bit of a freak out because I tried to cut my bangs and dye it yesterday and I made my bangs too thick and too short, and then I started layering it and then it all just started not looking, it didn't look great. But I styled it a little bit today and it's not, 100% great, but it's a lot better than it was, so I'm feeling better about that. What else is going on?
That's basically it.